Sometimes the most painful feeling isn't being alone. It's feeling like you don't matter, even when you're surrounded by people, like you're there, but no one really sees you. Maybe you've felt this before. You show up for others, you listen, you care. But when it's your turn to be heard, there's silence. And after a while, you stop talking. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you feel like no one is really listening. So you keep things inside. You carry your thoughts alone, your pain alone, your questions alone. And slowly, you start to feel invisible. Like your presence doesn't change anything. Like your absence wouldn't either. If that's how you've been feeling, I want you to pause for a moment and hear this clearly. You are not invisible. You were never invisible. You were just in spaces that did not know how to see you, and that is not your fault. Some people don't understand depth. They don't understand quiet pain. They don't understand the kind of strength it takes just to keep going when your heart is heavy. But that doesn't make you less. It makes you rare. It makes you someone who feels deeply, someone who loves deeply, someone who sees the world in a way others don't. And I know sometimes that feels like a burden, because you give so much and receive so little in return. But listen carefully. The problem is not that you are too much. The problem is that you have been giving your heart to places that were not built to hold it, and that can change. There are spaces where you will be heard, where you won't have to fight to be understood, where you won't feel like you have to shrink yourself just to belong. This is one of those spaces. You don't have to prove anything here. You don't have to explain everything perfectly. You don't even have to speak right away. You can just exist and still be valued because your presence matters. Even in silence, even in confusion, even in moments when you don't feel like yourself. You matter. Not because of what you do for others, but because of who you are. And I know it is hard to believe that right now. Especially if life has made you feel overlooked, forgotten, or replaced. But your story is not over. There are still people who will see you, people who will understand you, people who will appreciate the way you love, the way you think, the way you care. And until you meet those people, stay here, stay in spaces that remind you that you are not invisible. You don't have to fix everything today. Just breathe. Just stay. Just know that somewhere in this world, someone understands exactly how you feel. And right now, that someone is speaking to you. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. And you are not alone.